Sometimes, when we don't slow down, life has a way of making us slow down. Sometimes, when we don't slow down, life has a way of making us slow down. I'm Christian Nielsen. Welcome to the Path of Beauty, and I speak with some experience here. Not only have I dealt with chronic pain most of my life, and I've worked with people in pain, facing all kinds of different medical conditions, this past week and a half, I have dealt with pain beyond what I've experienced before. I pinched a nerve in my low back, one of the nerves that goes to my left leg, actually multiple nerves. And it has been pain like I've never experienced. Going down my back, into my hip, into my legs, all the way down pretty much to my ankle. Pain and kind of burning pain and stinging pain and muscle spasms, muscle twitches, just all kinds of things. And my leg has been a little bit weak too from this experience. Thankfully, a week ago, a very competent surgeon gave me several injections into my spine, which is why I'm able to sit up right now and why I'm able to talk to you without wincing or crying out in pain as I was quite a bit last week. So, one thing that I definitely noticed with this is that I am suddenly forced to slow down. Nothing happens quickly, and I have to give extra time for everything, whether it's walking across a parking lot or getting anywhere I have to go. It's very slow, which is frustrating, but I've realized it's offered me something else. It seems like lately I have just been in survival mode, really since the pandemic. And I just keep thinking, I really wish life would slow down. Why won't life slow down? What's it going to take for life to slow down? I want to live a life of intention. I want to live a life that is slower than the one I've been living. So what's keeping me from doing that? Why did I have to go, ignoring symptoms even, until I had a major health issue to slow down? You know, in the past, I've worked with people with Parkinson's disease, different neurological disorders, chronic fatigue, terminal illness. And a lot of times people have told me, people that experience these things have told me something that might seem strange. And that is that their condition has, in a sense, become a gift because they never in their life learned to slow down. I even hear this from my dad, who has late-stage Parkinson's. And it forces you to slow down in ways you don't like, but it can give you a different perspective. This has been a large part of my work, and I feel like I'm good at encouraging this in others, but I'm not so good at doing it myself. When we live life in survival mode, when we don't find some way to slow down, look around, maybe step outside of everything happening around us, when we're in that mode, we forget to slow down. We forget to listen to our bodies. We become disconnected from our emotions, our spirits, from each other. We get disconnected from the moment, this moment. We forget our place and our connections in this interconnected world. We make the mistake in believing that we are alone, that our backs have to carry everything. And literally this past week and a half, I have found that no, my back can't carry everything as much as I wish it could. We don't have to carry this load alone. We can care for each other by caring for ourselves. So why can't we just slow down? How do we live a life with more intentionality? Which is a question I have asked myself my whole life, but especially lately, realizing I'm kind of missing the mark there. How do we live our life more intentionally and maybe get out of survival and reaction mode? How can we be happy when life gives us less? And I recognize some privilege in saying this, but could less actually be a good thing? What's holding us back? I went to my therapist a little over a week and a half ago when this was starting, and I was afraid. It was, here's yet another medical diagnosis, here's more pain, here's another challenge I have to get through. Why is life doing this to me? All those questions we ask, which we know aren't very helpful, but we ask them anyway because we're human. And my therapist asks me, what is it you need right now? What's maybe one thing you can give yourself? And almost without thinking, because I speak on this all the time, even though I don't practice it very well, I said the grace of rest. And she asked, who do you need permission from for that grace? Who is stopping you from taking the grace of rest that you so very much need in this moment? I started to say, well, I guess it's life. The answer she was looking for was me. I had been so caught up in all of the dramas of the day and what was going on. And sometimes it feels like life drags us along. And sometimes life very much drags us along. And we don't have control. But someone commented recently when I was talking about problems that are beyond our control, saying, but there are things that are in our control. And there are. And I have to ask myself, is life really just dragging me along? Is this how I want to live? Or do I want to live in a way that's intentional? And is it really life that's not letting me rest, or is it myself? The ways I'm hard on myself, the ways I think I should do more. So friends, I certainly don't have all the answers here, but I want to explore this with you. How is it that we can slow life down? How can we give ourselves the grace of rest? How can we live life more intentionally? And why is slowing down so much easier to say than to do? So much easier to suggest that somebody else does, but not so much ourselves. Why is that? I would invite you, if you're on Facebook or YouTube or TikTok, one of the platforms with comments, to leave a comment in the comment section. And let's have a conversation about this. It's an important one. It really is. And I am very interested in what you all have to say. This fast-paced digital world doesn't want us to slow down. It wants to keep us running. It wants to keep us consuming. It wants to keep us working. The last thing it wants is for us to slow down. It seems like it wants us distracted too, and sniping and hating each other. As much as life seems out of control right now, maybe in our own lives, and certainly in the world around us, I believe we can find ways to slow down, to simplify, to give ourselves grace. And yes, to resist by resting. When we do those things, we find that beauty that we thought had left us comes back. In time, we realize that beauty never really left us. We just weren't taking the time to let it catch up, the time to look around. As John Denver says in Rocky Mountain High, the time to talk to God and listen to the casual reply. And the rustle of the leaves and the call of the loon in the waves of a lake. When we slow down, we realize that beauty is above us. Beauty is below us, before us, around us. As the DNA would remind us, it always is. Let us seek this path of beauty together. Let us learn to rest. And let us walk the path of beauty together. I wish you peace. I wish you joy. And I wish you rest. Walk in beauty, my friends. Walk in beauty. I want to share with you a poem written by the Buddhist monk and educator Thich Nhat Hanh. Precious gems are everywhere in the cosmos and inside every one of us. I want to offer a handful to you, my dear friend. Yes, this morning I want to offer a handful to you. A handful of diamonds that glow from morning to evening. Each minute of our daily life is a diamond that contains sky and earth, sunshine and river. We only need to breathe gently for the miracle to be revealed. birds singing, flowers blooming. Here is the blue sky. Here is the white cloud floating. Your lovely look, your beautiful smile. All these are contained in one jewel. You are the richest person on earth and behave like a destitute son. Please come back to your heritage. Let us offer each other happiness and learn to dwell in the present moment. Let us cherish life in our two arms and let go of our forgetfulness and despair.